Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, my name is Fiona and I'm a visual artist. And on this channel, I like to take you with me on my artistic journey, whether that means working on projects here in my studio, going out to see art exhibits, buying art supplies and sharing my haul with you, artist tips whenever I may have them. So just basically any art related content. And if that sounds like something you're into, please like and subscribe. It's one free click for you, but makes a big difference for my channel, and I would really appreciate it. All right, my darlings, I am back in my studio after all my travels. In case you missed it, I did an art fair in London and then an artist residency in France. And in between all that traveling, I did a lot of art supply shopping. So something I picked up a lot of in Paris is soft pastels. I went to Sennelier and La Maison du Pastel, and they were both just beautiful, gorgeous stores. And I just really felt like I'm here. I want to get something special to remember my trip. So I did pick up soft pastels from both places. And now that I'm here, back in my studio, I'm wondering, how do I even use this in my regular studio practice? In my everyday, I tend to use acrylic paint, maybe India ink, a bit of watercolor, but I don't tend to use a lot of pastels. So I kind of am sitting here wondering, how do I use these in my abstract works? And so anytime I find myself looking to learn something, I always check out Skillshare. In case you're not familiar with them, they're an online learning platform that has a whole host of classes that range from things like learning how to use an art material to managing your business to even video editing. And when I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I started taking classes on Skillshare, and that is how I learned to video edit. They have just a whole host of things for you to check out, and you're taught by experts in their field, and you get to meet peers in the class and share what it is that you're making. And you get to do it on your own time, which is a huge benefit for someone like me who tries to keep herself busy. But I do want to continue my learning. So Skillshare has been just invaluable for being able to take classes whenever I feel like I want to learn something new on my own time. So my friends over at Skillshare got in contact because they want to do a giveaway on the channel, and I'm so excited for this. So one lucky person will be winning a 12-month free subscription to Skillshare. So if you leave a comment below and let me know, what class would you want to take? Maybe it's oil painting, maybe it's time management, maybe you also want to learn how to use pastels. Whatever it is, leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll be picking one person in a week to win that subscription. So thank you to Skillshare for doing that, and I am really excited to get into my own class today because I just have a cute little Sunday in the studio. So I think it's important as an artist to do continued learning, and I genuinely have been using Skillshare for many years, so I'm excited to take a little class today and see how can I actually start using these soft pastels. I mean, these are the most expensive soft pastels I've ever bought. So I want to know how to use these babies. So let's get into it. All right, friends, I am set up here with my laptop. I have my matcha. You know I need the matcha fuel. And yeah, I have my laptop here on top of my ceramic wheel. Do you guys ever use that? Just a little laptop platform? No? Just me? Anyway, so we're going to look up what classes they have for using soft pastels in abstraction. So I'm not sure if they have a class on that specifically, but I just feel like for me, using soft pastels in abstraction would be the most relevant to my everyday art practice. So let's just do a quick search for soft pastels and see what they have on offer. And maybe I'll also look up abstract, soft pastels abstract. Let's see what comes up. So a lot of things came up, quite a few mixed media classes, which I definitely think that's something I'm going to want to future take. So I'm going to save a few of these, like this one, mixed media beginner's approach to abstract painting. that really looks like something I would want to take just based on the thumbnail. And I also really like this thumbnail by Denise Love. Let's see what other classes she also has here. Says that she's a top teacher. And it looks like she does stuff on pastels as well. Looking through her page quickly, a lot of different classes. Collage too. Ooh, I am liking what this teacher is showing. Okay, so here we have Pan Pastels Unleashed, Composition, Color Palettes, and Creative Expression. So I'm not using pan pastels, but I feel like pan pastels are basically similar to regular pastel. It's just, it's in a palette, so there's no binder in it. So you do get like a high pigment if you're using a pan pastel, but you have to use like tools and stuff. Whereas like, see this pastel, how it's in a stick form. So to get it to do that, they put what's called binder in it. So that does dull the color a bit from my understanding. But I feel like this is still something I could do because I'm here for the composition, the color palettes, and creative expression, because that will just be super duper relevant to my art practice. So we get an introduction. She tells you about the project, her supplies, comparing paper, different pastels options. So there's like quite a bit at the top to learn it. So I'm going to watch all of those, maybe have a bit of breakfast, and then I'll get into some art making.
Your artistic journey. So let's get started.
I really love what this teacher is saying, because she's like, the goal of this class is to express yourself through bold mark making and color choices. So this sounds like it's like made for me, literally up my alley. Wow, her work's really beautiful. I hope I can do something like this, but I'm not intimidated because I'm here, I'm with you guys, I'm in my own space. I can keep pausing and starting this as I need and do what I need to do. It's just, you know, it's a rainy day in the studio. It's so cozy. I'm into the vibes. I'm into the vibes, you guys. Okay, now that I have watched the introduction, talking about different pastels, and I think that I'll even be able to bring in some of my oil pastels and some pencil, so it'll integrate a few different things. I feel like I can kind of get into the first exercise, so let's do it. All right, so I've actually brought out my tabletop here, which you guys know I don't use too often, but something that Denise, the teacher, showed was you get a lot of dust from soft pastels, and they say not to blow on it, which is definitely what I did in my last video, but it makes sense because you'll be breathing in that dust. So since we'll be working a lot, I don't want to be doing that. And what she recommended was actually getting like wetting a cloth, and you can take your piece of paper and like, you know, kind of like dab it, you know, so that way when it falls off, the dust attaches. Or instead of working flat, I can work here and the dust will fall into this crevice, and then I can wipe it up after. Also, just having on hand wet wipes is a great idea because you want to clean your hands in between, because soft pastels do get very messy. So anyway, lesson number 1, I feel like I'm ready to jump into this. So one of the first things that the teacher has been showing is how to get lights and darks and sort of ranges of tints. So for instance, in my Sennelier pastels, I don't have like a soft rosy pink. So if I want to do that, I can blend too. So we're going to take the magenta and put that on here. Right? So that's how that looks. And then I'm going to do one next to it. And there's a few different ways I could do it. For instance, I could, you know, add white you know? So just adding white and then blending. Now you can see I have a soft pink color. Another way I can do this, just to help me get that color range, is let me take a different color, so maybe this light orange. Let's try blending that. So it's also a pink, but you're getting that orangey pink. So it's similar to painting in that, you know, you're basically mixing it, right? If I were to do maybe yellow, let's see what color comes up then. So I'm getting, yeah, different sets here. So this is like just good to practice on. The teacher also talked about, you know, using like colored paper, and I just had this piece of scrap black paper to try stuff out on. Let me actually smudge this so you guys can see. There are pastel papers that have different textures and grits, which she talks about, but I'm just using what I have in my studio because I don't want to, you know, just for a fun day of practicing, like I don't want to get hung up so much on the supplies, but they're there if I did feel like going and getting it. So yeah, just learning here how to blend different colors and getting a wider range than, you know, what I have in that palette is a really, really useful tool. This is kind of fun too. I feel like I do all the swatches and it's pure, and now this is like something else. Ooh, I do like that pink. I used, so I used this gray and this pink and put them together, and I got that. So yeah, even just using something with a bit of a gray, you get like a different saturation. You know, so now I've gone from having literally one pink in my arsenal to having a few different ranges of like a peachy pink to like a baby pink and a light rosy pink. So that's cool. Look at that. I learned something new. We love that. All right. Let's see what we got next.
But just a little swish swish and I'm ready to pick up another color so you can see how it.
So something else that I was just shown in the class is that you can actually erase pastels. I didn't know you could erase them. So you have a few different types of erasers. This is a kneaded eraser. But apparently you can try different ones to see like how it does. So that did take away a little bit. I have one of these erasers to get a little, yeah, look at that. And then, wow, who knew? So that's a good thing to have. So 3 different types of erasers. If I'm trying to do something sharper, this. If I'm just trying to take a little bit off the needed. Cool. I think probably one of the hardest things for me with the soft pastels is the cross contamination. And it seems like there is just like a flow to it that people can get into. Like, I don't know. Like the teacher is using like a brush and stuff. I keep just wiping my hands in between, but that might be worth investing in for me. That way I'm not getting as much of that, you know? And it seems to have a smoother texture. It almost looks like a makeup brush. And I think also learning like the right amount of pigment to apply is something important. But I feel like we're starting to get somewhere here. Definitely with the pan pastels, it's like a smoother appearance. And since I'm using regular watercolor paper, you know, I might not get that, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just going with the flow here and just having fun with it, you know? Like experimenting. Like what I'm excited is the next lesson is mark making, and you guys know that's like one of my favorite things is to do mark making. But yeah, when's the last time you took an online class and just, you know, just gave yourself a day to like play, you know? Like I think that was one of the biggest things coming out of my residency as well, was learning to give myself that time to play and experiment in my studio. Not everything has to be a masterpiece. Not everything has to be for sale. Like some stuff can just be learnings and you can see where it can take you. Like it's just kind of exciting, like to just try a different material in my art practice and see like what can this do for my mark making, you know? But we got to get in all these backgrounds first before I can start the mark making. I feel like I'm starting to get a bit better with the blending now. I think I just have to really get in there. Let's see. This red is nice. I seem to keep going back to these reds and oranges. Here's like the darker red. So maybe do like maybe something circular. We haven't done that in terms of a composition. And this gold, I haven't done this one yet. Nice, that's pretty. This kind of reminds me of a piece I did a while ago. What happens if I just do it across the whole thing, just like this? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. We're getting it, guys. We're getting it. It feels good when you're like, oh, now I'm starting to understand, you know? Because it's like hard sometimes with it because you're like, oh, I don't want it to get too muddy, but it's giving atmosphere now when I'm really getting in there. Okay, okay. Nice. What can we do that with next? That was fun. I haven't done this green yet. Oh, this already has a bit of dust on it, so we're just going to lean it forward a little bit. See if we can knock some of that off there. Okay. And that's the thing, too, using a material where it's like you can't blow on it and the dust will go everywhere. That's quite different for me, but I'm having fun. And I genuinely felt really intimidated to use these, and now I'm already feeling that confidence just build little bit by little bit, which is a good feeling. I feel like I don't want to go all the way rubbing this one because I'm afraid that dark's gonna get into everything, but let's try it. Hey, that's nice. Okay, and we can go back in. Oops, this yellow is very, very crumbly. That's me getting excited now. Breaking it in half. My sennelier. Nice.
You can erase things on this paper, so if you've got something that sticks where you didn't want it, you can erase it. All right, so I'm kind of feeling like maybe we'll top this off before we keep going. All right, then test on the purple tape. By the way, the purple tape does not tear our paper like the blue tape did. So the sensitive purple paint tape gives us a clean edge without tearing the white edge on there. And
Right. Oh my gosh, this is so satisfying. This is so satisfying. And I can always just trim off that little edge. Oh my gosh, look at these little compositions. Having that clean edge just really adds something, doesn't it? Let's see if I can get this. It's like I'm trying to be so careful not to smudge, because it can be that way. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff there. These edges. Wow, look. I have these little mini masterpieces. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's saying too much right now, but oh my gosh, look. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed watching me make my little minis here. Let me show you. How cute are these? This is just a really good reminder to me, especially coming off my residency, that play, experimentation, trying new mediums is just so, so important for a studio practice. And even just doing this exercise, I feel really invigorated to keep exploring with these soft pastels. And maybe I'll even be as so bold to try the expensive ones once I get a bit more practice in. But that was just using the Sennelier ones and then some of the Posca pencils. So, you know, I feel like the options are pretty limitless. But let me know what you thought. And like I said, thank you to Skillshare for offering that 12-month free membership to one of the people who leaves a comment down here. Let us know if you want to try out this class. I just had so much fun, just a cozy Sunday morning in the studio, and I hope you enjoyed watching. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay well and stay inspired, my friends. Bye.